Hi! Welcome to this part of my review featuring the Goblin Slayer TRPG. If you haven't seen the other parts of my review, featuring this role-playing game based on the popular fantasy series, please check out the playlist in the description below. This time we are going to talk about defending against weapon attacks and critical hits. Before we get started, I would like to talk about this channel's sponsor, Heroes and Hardships. This is a universal RPG system, allowing you to play any sort of genre, campaign, story, adventure, scenario. You can also create any sort of character imaginable. You have hundreds of tools to assist you with that. I'm going to put a few links in the description that will take you to the Kickstarter that should begin in about a month or so. I'm also going to put links to the website, the Tetsubo section of the website. Tetsubo is an upcoming campaign setting for Heroes and Hardships, inspired by Japan's Sengoku era. I'm also going to put links to the Discord, to my reviews of the Quick Start guide, and the Wallace campaign setting, based on the life and exploits of William Wallace, so please check it out. Now let's continue. A character receiving a melee or ranged attack can defend against it in two ways: by dodging or by blocking with a shield. When dodging an enemy's attack, the character makes a dodge check. If the dodge check succeeds, they completely avoid the attack and take no damage. When blocking an enemy's attack with a shield, the character makes a block check. Choosing a block check means the attack will land. However, the properties of the equipped shield being used for the block check make it easier to pass a block check than a dodge check, and passing a block check will reduce the incoming damage more than failing one. Dodge checks and block checks are sometimes called defense checks. If a character's defense check is a critical failure, it causes a critical hit. Let's talk a bit more about dodge checks. Dodge checks are made to completely evade enemy attacks. The basic score for a dodge check is found using the following formula. This is called the base dodge score. The formula is base dodge score equals technique reflex plus level of class using dodge plus bonus from martial arts. Adding the character's equipped armor's dodge modifier to that base dodge score gives a value called the total base dodge score. Using this total base dodge score, you can find the final score for the character's dodge check using the following formula, which is final dodge check score equals total base dodge score plus 2 six-sided dice. The base dodge score and final dodge check score may gain bonuses or suffer penalties, depending on the items your character possesses or the skills they are using. Make sure to factor in the effects of any items or skills that affect your character's dodge checks. Using this final score of your character's dodge check, compare scores with the opponent's hit check score. If the dodge check score is equal to or higher than the opponent's hit check score as a result, the character completely dodges the attack and takes no damage. Now let's talk about bonus from parrying. If an equipped weapon or shield has a parry effect, or the character has learned the parry skill, add the bonus from the parry effect to the final score of the dodge check. When it comes to critical successes and failures on dodge checks, if a dodge check is a critical success, then regardless of the final check score, the character successfully evades the attack. Even if the opponent rolls a critical success on their hit check, their attack will end in failure. On the other hand, if a dodge check is a critical failure, the attack hits regardless of the hit check's score. It also causes a critical hit. Let's talk about block checks. Block checks are made to block an opponent's attack with a shield. For this reason, a character can only perform one if they have a shield equipped. The basic score for a block check is found using the following formula, which would be base block score equals technique reflex plus level of the class using the shield plus bonus from shields. Adding the character's equipped shield's block modifier to that base block score gives a value called the total base block score. When making a block check, the character gains a large bonus from the shield's block modifier, making it easy to pass, because the check's score tends to be higher. Don't forget to add in that block modifier. Using this total base block score, you can find the final score for the character's block check using the following formula, which is final block check score equals total base block score plus 2 six-sided dice. The total base block score and final block check score may gain bonuses or suffer penalties depending on items your character possesses or skills they are using. Make sure to factor in the effects of any items or skills that affect your character's block checks. Using the final score of your character's block check, compare scores with the opponent's hit check score. If the block check score is equal to or higher than the opponent's hit check score as a result, the blocking character succeeds in catching the attack with their shield. Because the opponent's attack is still treated as having landed, any effects that depend on an attack connecting will still activate. If a block check succeeds, the character adds the block score and armor score of the shield they have. By doing so, they reduce the incoming damage even more. Concerning critical successes on block checks, when a block check is a critical success, then it completely blocks whatever the attack is, regardless of the enemy's hit check score, and the character takes no damage. This goes even for when the opponent's hit check was a critical success. On the other hand, if a block check is a critical failure, then the attack lands, and the defender can subtract the shield's armor value or block value from the damage. In addition, a critical hit occurs. And what are exactly critical hits in this game? A critical hit occurs when one of the following conditions is met. A hit check is a critical success and the opponent's defense check, dodge check or block check is not a critical success. Or when a hit check is not a critical failure, but the opponent's defense check, which would be the dodge check or block check, is a critical failure, a critical hit occurs. If so, you roll 1d6 on a table to determine the result. Perhaps blood or grime gets in the defender's eyes or other visual sensory organ, temporarily blocking their vision. Or perhaps the attack strikes a gap or fastener on the defender's armor, causing it to fall to the ground and reducing the defender's armor score to 0. And these are just some of the effects. This concludes this part of the review. In the next part we are going to talk about damage. As you can see, both attack and defense are quite important to consider in this role-playing game. I like how there is a certain distinction between blocking and parrying or dodging, so you have to strategize a bit. Sometimes it's worth it to receive the blow on your shield, but if the enemy is just too strong, perhaps one of those huge or gigantic enemies, then it would be a better idea to dodge. However, this is going to be a bit harder. So dodging is a bit more difficult to achieve, but you take no damage if you are successful at it. And when it comes to blocking, this is easier, but you take damage from the blow. You need to hope that your shield will resist the blow. But as we will see in the next part, the damage could be too much, and maybe it will bypass your shield, injuring you. Thank you for watching this part of the review, and thank you for your likes and your comments. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, you can send an Amazon gift card or a drive-thru RPG gift certificate. The information on how to do that will be in the description below. Once again, thank you, and see you later.